What's up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan remains a critical flashpoint between China and the United States. It was one of the main things discussed by the two countries' leaders in a rare in-person meeting on the sidelines of the APEC summit in California. Joyce Zhen reports.
The weight of the world's superpowers in these two hands. On the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Leaders Summit, the highly anticipated in-person meeting between U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping ended after about 4 hours, with two major outcomes: to cooperate on anti-drug policies and resume critical military-to-military communications.
We're reassuming military-to-military contacts, direct contacts. As a lot of you press know who follow this, that's been cut off, and it's been very worrisome. That's how accidents happen.
Beijing had cut off this line of contact after then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan last summer, flaring up a major flashpoint for the U.S. and China. But speaking to American businessmen after his meeting with Biden, Xi emphasized the importance of a good relationship with the U.S.
中国愿意同美国做伙伴。 做朋友，我们处理中美关系的根本遵循，就是相互尊重、和平共处、合作共赢。
According to a senior U.S. official, however, Xi told Biden that Taiwan, the self-ruled nation which Beijing claims as its own, is the biggest and most dangerous issue in their relationship. But Biden has reiterated that he officially recognizes Beijing's government over Taipei's.
We maintain an agreement that there is a one China policy.
But Washington also keeps unofficial ties with Democratic Taipei and sells weapons to the island nation, a situation that's long been the status quo.
It has always been U.S. policy to continue arms sales, and Beijing has allowed it for decades. I don't necessarily see the arming of Taiwan as necessarily supporting Taiwanese independence, which Beijing, I think, again, might confuse. But that's really their problem.
After Xi and Biden's meeting, Taiwan reiterated its right to defend itself and seek international support.
我想地球上其实也不止中国跟美国，我想这些国家、这些人，不管国家大小，那不管他是在身处哪个位置，其实每个人都应该有同样的这些自由、平等跟享有和平跟繁荣这样的权利。
Part of Taiwan's effort to win international support is strengthening its trade links with others in the region. Here at the APEC Leaders Summit in San Francisco, Taiwan's lead envoy, TSMC founder Morris Chang, has his work cut out for him. He'll be meeting with Biden and Xi and the other 18 member economies with the purpose of finding ways to work together towards the economic prosperity and security of the Asia-Pacific region. Justin Wu and Joyce Zhen in San Francisco for TaiwanPlus.
DPP presidential candidate Lai Ching-te has criticized plans by the opposition to field a joint ticket against him. Lai says the KMT and TPP's decision to team up to win January's vote is undemocratic.
我要特别强调，不管蓝或白，都不是台湾的民意主流。所推出来的候选人，不但不能够守护国家的安全。 也没有办法提出完整的国政蓝图。
Lai said neither the KMT's Hou You-yi nor the TPP's Ko Wen-je has what it takes to lead the country, and he's confident in winning the election. Lai also responded to China's remarks about him possibly choosing Taiwan's representative to the U.S., Xiao Bikin, as his running mate. Beijing called Lai and Xiao a pair of separatists. Lai says this shows he and his team are the only ones capable of safeguarding Taiwan. Taiwan is looking into reports that 6 Taiwanese accused of Telefraud in Myanmar have been handed over to China. The suspects are among nearly 300 people sent to China by Myanmar's Wa state government. Most of them are Chinese nationals. The police say they also seized hundreds of phones, computers, and other evidence. Southeast Asian countries have become hotbeds of Telefraud by Taiwanese and Chinese scam rings, and it's not the first time Taiwanese suspects have been been extradited to China. A 2021 report by Safeguard Defenders found that at least 600 Taiwan nationals were sent to China from other countries between 2016 and 2019. Taiwan's government wants to make it easier for people needing organ transplants to find a donor. Right now, the law says people can only receive organs from relatives or, in some cases, spouses. And as John Van Triest reports, this might be about to change.
Thousands of people in Taiwan need organ transplants, but donors are relatively few. During the COVID-19 pandemic, people stayed away from hospitals, and donations slowed to a trickle of just a few hundred a year. The result is a big backlog. Kidneys are needed most, but people are waiting for a whole range of organs, from livers to hearts to intestines. Even when organs are available, getting one can be hard. Taiwan's laws only allow donations from blood relatives. Spouses can donate too, but under strict conditions. They must be married for 2 years or have a child. The reason for all this is a deep concern that people may pay for an organ, or that a black market for organ trafficking could grow. Donations by living, unrelated people are allowed in countries such as the US and UK, but some doctors in Taiwan say that even when a transplant looks to be above board, they can't help but be suspicious.
即便是透过了访谈，或是受过了精神评估、心理的评估，你都没有办法去避免掉任何的对价关系。
那可能 under table 在台面下可能会有一些考量的，要真的掉入说所谓的用买卖哈，我常常就想说，有钱人的朋友会比较多一点哈，在各个医院里面的伦理委员会一定要妥善的把关。
And that sense of a need for caution goes all the way to the top.
当然要非常小心，非常谨慎去做评估。那这个也需要透过修法。
But for the thousands still on the waiting list, how fast this deliberation goes may be a matter of life or death. Scott Huang and John Van Triest for TaiwanPlus.
A university in Taipei hopes to set up a Taiwanese version of the Pulitzer Prize for Journalism. That's with a donation of $10 million from the wealthy alumnus. Wei Mingguang studied journalism at National Zhengzhi University and went on to make his fortune in restaurants and real estate in the United States. The fund set up in Wei's name will go toward lectures and awards for journalistic excellence as well as scholarships. A culinary school in Taipei has put on an annual competition for the past 25 years. During the event, junior high school students come together and explore their passion for cooking. Leslie Liao reports on the latest edition.
What's the difference between a wok and a frying pan? When is it suitable to use a paring knife instead of your chef's knife? Things like that are common knowledge for these junior high students showing off their skills in this cooking competition. Their task is to create fried rice dishes using seasonal ingredients.
我觉得我炒的葱的味道比较重。我们就用葡萄柚加上炒饭，就是做融合。
The competition is an annual event organized by a culinary school in Taipei. It's now in its 25th year. The competition is one way to get the fire going within these chefs-to-be.
参赛的现场，我相信他们也会得到很多的看到别人的优点。那这个是一个我觉得是参加比赛的最重要的一个目的。
In Taiwan, hitting the books is usually the way to do well in school. But for these aspiring master chefs, the key here is to chop, dice, and julienne their way to success. Lu Fi Li and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website and our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. And before we go, check out this exhibit on Pablo Picasso at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. I'm Ethan Iltiker, and I'll see you next time.
For more stories from Taiwan and around the world, download the TaiwanPlus app.